Skilled Elliott Wave practitioners can get certified. Here's how. I'm Bob Stokes with Elliott Wave International. Legendary investor Bernard Baruch made his fortune in the stock market in the early decades of the 20th century. He said, "What actually registers in the stock market's fluctuations are not events themselves, but the human reactions to the events." In his own way, this multimillionaire and advisor to U.S. presidents was describing the dominant role social mood plays in the price trends of the stock market. Events and news, corporate earnings, earthquakes, presidential elections, central bank announcements, even war, do not govern the stock market's trend. The collective mood of investors does. Are investors optimistic? If so, the stock market will go up. Negative news will be brushed aside. Are investors pessimistic? If so, the best earnings season in a generation will fail to lift the market. Here's what you need to know. The Elliott Wave model directly reflects the pattern swings in the mood of investors, indeed in the broader mood of society generally. As Robert Prechter's landmark book, The Socioeconomic Theory of Finance, says, to explain and predict social change, socioeconomic theory rejects the paradigm of linear progression and exogenous disruption and replaces it with fractal progression and endogenous consistency. Instead of extrapolating straight lines, Elliotticians extrapolate Elliott waves. Consider this graph in Bob's description from the book. The graph depicts the fractal movements of the stock market as described by an idealized version of the Elliott Wave model. The arrows show how conventional futurists approach forecasting. Because they project trends linearly, they are most convinced of an old trend's continuation at the very time when waves at several degrees of trend are culminating. How important is the socioeconomic theory of finance to market technicians? As Bob Prechter answers in the book, it's the basis for the whole profession. So if you're an individual trader, financial professional, or a market technician, you will benefit by mastering the Elliott Wave model. Or you may already know the Elliott Wave model inside out. If so, please think about putting your knowledge to the test via the Certified Elliott Wave Analyst program. It's the definitive certification for Elliott Wave practitioners. I'll explain in a moment how you can learn about the benefits. First, let us also acknowledge another path that some finance professionals take in hopes of enhancing their careers. It's the program to become a chartered financial analyst. Earning that designation typically requires several years, including a series of difficult exams. However, in an August 18th Bloomberg article, an investment strategist had this to say: "My biggest criticism of the CFA program is that it doesn't necessarily make you a better investor. None of the really interesting things that are happening in finance these days, like the study of sentiment and psychology, are covered in any detail by the CFA program." On the other hand, Elliott Wave International regards the role of investor psychology as paramount. That gets us back to the Certified Elliott Wave Analyst program, which is offered by Elliott Wave International. You can learn more about this program by following the link below this video.